If you're talking to an avoidant and they've disappeared or they're nowhere to be seen, that they've ghosted you for like the 50th time, I want you to memorize this formula. Boundaries plus indifference equals obsession. All right, let's break it down starting with boundaries. I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed that a lot of people have really horrible boundaries with avoidance. They say, I'm done, but the second the avoidant texts them, hey, they reply back in 5 seconds flat. They block them only to unblock them 2 days later just to check and see if they've reached out. That kind of stuff doesn't work on avoidance. That's not the boundary that avoidants need. They don't need you to be kind or gentle. They need to lose access to you for a bit. I mean, I hate to bring up operant conditioning, but that's exactly what this is. You're teaching their nervous system what doesn't get rewarded anymore. Every time you have a poor boundary, also known as chasing them after they basically ghost you, you're actually reinforcing the behavior. You're training them that disappearing still earns your attention. So that's the boundary part of the equation. Next, let's talk about indifference. It's best to use an example here. So let's say an avoidant has ghosted you for a month and then out of the blue they text, hey, how have you been? You don't reply immediately. That's the boundary, the first part of our equation. Instead, you just go to the gym, post nothing, and then live your day like it never happened. That's indifference, the second part of our equation. Think of it like a black hole. A black hole doesn't chase the stars that drift away. It just sits there on its own. It just sits there in its own gravity, and everything that belongs to it eventually just starts to get sucked back in. That's the power of indifference. An avoidant is expecting you to beg, to react, or orbit when they're silent. And when you don't, when you stay eerily still, their control starts to slip. They can't regulate off your attention anymore, so they start to feel the absence like a burn. So when you put strong boundaries and indifference together, what do you get? Complete and utter obsession. If you're dealing with an avoidant and you're just exhausted trying to figure them out, well, stop guessing. Comment room below and I'll DM you a link to join me for free live coaching inside the Reconnection Room, my private community. So simply comment room below.